me okay? Okay. Hello. Can you hear me okay? Okay. Hello. Can you hear me okay? Okay, so how about now I change some settings? Okay, so I'm thinking that today I'm thinking that today I'm going to do like a sketch request. I'm thinking that today I'm going to, and the way it works is that I'm going to give you like prompts, and then everyone can vote or say what they want me to draw. And I'm also going to be talking about like I'm also going to be talking about my reading goals and my channel goals, and I just want to make this a real chill and interactive live stream, because this is also my thank you for everyone who stuck around for this year, and also my thank you for reaching 200 subscribers. So I'm going to listen to your requests and draw some fan art, and hopefully it will turn out okay. And just let me know if you can't hear me or if I'm too quiet, and I will try to do something about it. So first up, should I draw male or female character? I can even remember the symbols, almost. And hello, Mimi. Hello, Shelby. Do you want to request anything? Here is a quick Moomin meme so that you have something to watch later on. Should I draw a male or female character? Audience decides. In the meantime, while you are deciding, I'll sketch something. So here we have a Moomin. And I will draw, let's see, who should I draw? I'll draw Napoleon. From the Animal Farm. Okay, Shelby wants that I draw a female. Who would you want to see? Is there anyone specific? Mind that I may not have read all the same things as you, but I can always try. Harry Potter is at least one that we've both read. That's for sure. Okay, Luna Lovegood. I will try. And let's take those out. Okay. I will be drawing mostly busts so that I will have enough time to draw as many characters as I possibly can. Is this good? Yes. Okay, so Luna has quite I'm always picturing her with quite a heart-shaped face. And kind of a pointy nose. And let's go a bit closer. Yeah. And huge round eyes. And a kind of dreamy, far off look. And she also has blonde kind of disheveled hair. And she has those glasses that she wears too. I think I shall draw those on a separate layer. Wait a minute, have I been drawing on my base? Of course. Gel G-pen. Nope. I accidentally pressed against something. There we go. So currently drawing Luna Lovegood for Shelby, and I was thinking that I could talk a little bit about some of my reading goals for the year, just as a way of interacting. And one of my reading goals for the year is to read more backlist books. So I'm participating in Beat the Backlist. And I'm also going to be doing less readathons. I'm going to kind of just pick and choose some quality ones, and I'm also hosting my own one in March, which I will talk about probably a little bit later. Let's get rid of that layer and that one, and then we want a new one. New base. Oh no, we don't want that one actually. Yeah. This looks fine. So I'm going to be participating in Beat the Backlist, and I'm also trying to read more manga. I put my Goodreads goal up to about 100 books, and what that means is that half of those books are going to be manga and comics, and half of them are going to be regular books. Shelby, I'm probably going to be participating in Borrow-a-thon because that's my favorite. I'm probably going to participate in that every time if I can, and I'm also probably going to participate in Booktube-a-thon, possibly, not sure yet, and getting graphic when that happens next time. But other than that, I don't have any others planned at the moment. I'm doing the Manga Hoarders manga reading challenge 2018, so that's one that I am participating in. And what else? I'm also trying to read more Finnish books this year. Last year I completely failed and didn't read almost any Finnish books at all. So this year I'm trying to be better at that. And I'm hopefully going to be reading at least one Finnish book a month. Hopefully. So what are some of your reading goals, and how are you going about to achieve them? also want to read some more ebooks and more books with LGBTQ plus rep, because that's important to me as well. But those are pretty much all the reading goals I have. Oh, and also I want to buy less and borrow more, but that kind of went out the window because I completely crapped out today and bought like a shit ton of manga. And yeah, probably shouldn't have, but I saw so many series that I wanted to collect. Nice, pretty pale, I think, so let's try this color. I think a little bit paler. Nah, this one is almost grey. This one's better. So I have a pretty very basic rudimentary way of going about drawing, and this is like my very quick drawing style, because normally I'm actually really slow. So this is one way that I'm trying to kind of, oh no, different layer. This is one way that I'm trying to be more quick and learn to do things under pressure, because I'm usually really bad at that. Yeah. Yeah, Shelby, I noticed that you were going to read Locus Award winners and banned books. That's pretty awesome. I want to read some banned books as well, but there are so many books. There are too many. I already caved and tried to do some of the, get some masterworks for my reading list this year, but even that's going to be pretty difficult, I imagine. Let's do, I think, shadows next. Sneaky. Yeah, I also decided to do the beat the backlist challenge precisely because I have so many books on my shelves that are older that I need to read. So I was looking out for number one in that sense. I got a front here. And then some gray. Okay, so there's Luna. I will try and draw her sunglasses too. Thanks. I'm hoping it doesn't look too weird. Oh no. Need a bit more. There we go. A chunkier brush is better. Put this. Okay. And here we go. And then some highlights. Highlights. Okay, I think Luna is finished. Thanks, hopefully it turned out okay. And then we merge these layers and start a new one. So there's our first character. And I also have some channel goals which I want to mention. So I have decided to subtitle all my videos, so that's going to happen next. Hi Sylvia, hi! Which character would you like me to draw? I just drew Luna for Shelby, would you like a female or a male character? So yeah, as I was saying, I have some channel goals. I decided I want to subtitle all my videos. Okay, I'll draw Ginny next. I want to subtitle all my videos, and I also want to do some more visibility for diverse reads and do more recommendations for my channel. And I kind of want to do less tag videos. I'll obviously do ones where I'm tagged, but I want to focus on doing like more personal content, like things that I've personally come up with. So more discussions. I actually want to do a series on Kalevala. I'm planning to reread Kalevala this year. So I kind of want to do a series on Kalevala heroes. Ginny has a kind of a bit like longer face, and she has like so. A bit more smile, I think. A face that says, I am not putting up with your shit. And she has her Quidditch robes. Thank you. I think Ginny is one of those characters who kind of grows on you later on, because she doesn't really do much in the very first few books. Well, I think actually one of the reasons why Chamber of Secrets isn't on my favorites of Harry Potter is that I think Ginny was not utilized to her full potential in that, and she wasn't like she wasn't foregrounded enough. Like the reveal that she was she was helping or she was being used by the antagonist was kind of stupid, because there was no what's the word? It didn't get explored enough. Her as a character didn't get explored enough. Oh, I love Hinata also. Hinata is like my favorite Naruto female, and I was so happy with how she ended up. I'm not spoiling it for you, but the ending for Hinata is like, I love that. And then we shall do inks. And let's move further in. Yeah, I'm not spoiling it, but suffice to say, it's great. I was so happy when that happened because I kind of grew out of Naruto quite a while ago because the story started going downhill for me. No, that doesn't work. The story started going downhill for me, and I didn't like where it was going. But I did, when I heard it had ended, I did go and read it through, so that I knew who ended up with who, and I was so happy. I actually didn't ship Harry with anyone. I was kind of I wasn't very romantic as a kid, I suppose, because I didn't ship anyone with anyone. With one notable exception, I shipped Sirius. Yeah, I'm in the manga. But yeah, with one notable exception, I shipped Sirius with Remus Lupin almost instantly. So there's my little sinful reveal. I was seriously trash for those two, and still am. You know, the reason why I love them so much is that I'm always very drawn to angsty couples, and I can see a lot of potential angst in Sirius and Remus. It's delicious. Plus, it's also something because that's something that resonated with me personally as a child, because I was trying to find myself in a lot of media, and because there wasn't any representation for queer youth, I pretty much just shipped anything. Oh, that didn't work. One thing I love so much about doing digital art is that you can always press Ctrl Z and every mistake you made goes away. Alright, and then some colors. And then one of the other things, this is not a channel goal per se, because I consider channel goals to be something. No, I actually have this pen that I use, I have a Cintiq, Wacom Cintiq, which is a screen that I can pretty much draw straight on. So that's pretty handy. I love using it. So Ginny's hair is probably something like this. Oh, inks go over there. No. The worst part is when you draw on the wrong layer. That's the worst. But yeah, I consider goals to be something that I myself can affect. So, for example, subscriber counts, to me, I don't count them as goals because I count them more as like wishes, because that's something that another person decides if they want to subscribe or not. So my channel wish for the year is that I would gain like 300 subscribers. I was really happy to reach 200 because I had, as my first year on BookTube goal, I had a tentative wish of gaining like 100 subscribers. So that's really made me happy. So I'm hoping that this year I'd break 300. Thank you so much. I'm trying to get as many requests in as I can. So I'm kind of doing this very speedily, so sorry about that. Some point I will show you some of my works that actually have like that I have actually like made them with time. But it's actually kind of funny to do this kind of more quicker sketchy drawings, because it kind of makes you not pay so much attention to your mistakes and go fix everything. And I think it's much more fun to watch as a viewer when you can see that the character is getting ready in a relatively short amount of time, so you're not sitting here for 5 hours watching me trying to color one strand of hair. Okay, and then skin, I think. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's much less stressful for me personally. I think Ginny is a bit more tan because she spends a lot of time in the field, in the Quidditch field, so I would assume that she's more tan. And of course I will do her freckles too. I will do them last. But yeah, I think it's way less stressful to think of them as wishes. Because if I'm thinking of them as goals, then I will start thinking like, oh my god, what will I do? Like, what can I do? the reality is that you can't do anything but make the kind of content that you enjoy making and put as much quality into it as possible. And that's what I try to do as well. But I try generally not to stress too much about subscribers or numbers or that jazz. I just want to do the things that make me happy and do the content that gives me enjoyment, and people will watch. And I basically just want to make friends, and I've made so many good friends here, so that's been really amazing to me that I actually have like real friends that I talk to almost daily. And that's been great. So everything beyond that is a bonus to me, pretty much. No, darker, a little dark. Yeah, exactly. Hello, welcome. We're just finishing up Ginny. No, that didn't work out. Need to change that up. Let's go to another layer. This is where my perfectionism hits. I'm not constant, like if I'm not satisfied, I'm just like, oh, need to fix that, need to change that. The reason why I still haven't done my channel art for this year is because I've been procrastinating, because everything needs to be perfect. Okay. Okay. And then some shadows. So what have you been up to today? How's everything been? I went shopping today, and one of my goals for the year was to buy less books, and I completely failed that. I bought manga with about, well over 60 euros. And afterwards I had my Hagrid moment where I went like, I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that. you're filming today. Are you planning to put a video out tomorrow? Yeah, I'm trying not to count the books that I bought before the beginning of the year, because with my Christmas money I went and bought like a huge book depository order. So let's not talk about that. Sylvia, sounds like you've had a good time. I can definitely relate to the mooching around. Shelby, I'll be sure to watch that video. Okay, Ginny needs some more color on her lips, I think. A little bit more. Not that one. Not that color. Not that one either. Yeah, that's better. And then, yeah. Oh man, if I would put down or pull down all my unread books, there probably would be more than 30 of them. So let's not go there. I'm going to be ashamed. And yeah, it's so nice. Like I've really wanted to do some live streaming, and I actually, before I started this, I was so nervous. I was sweating like a sinner in church, because I was constantly thinking like, oh my god, this is like, whoo. Okay, let's do some freckles. Oh no. Brusher. No, that's not good. Let's just yeah, this is honestly one of the scariest things I've done, because you should have seen me about half an hour before this stream. I was so nervous, like my heart was pounding, and I was thinking like, oh my god, I'm going to fail this so bad. You know, when I think of live stream, like live stream, I think of Final Fantasy VII. Because that game has a live stream. Then some darker freckles. And some smaller ones. Yeah, me too. My first YouTube video was like a mess. Okay, then I think we shall be doing some highlights, and then she is done. Oh, not that big. And there is Ginny. Let's take that one away. Yeah. And merge. Thank you. Thank you. I think Luna turned out a little bit better because I have a much better handle on Luna as a character than I do with Ginny, because Luna is one of the more interesting characters I feel in Harry Potter. So, which character should I draw next? And I actually really like how Luna's glasses turned out. But yeah, should I draw a male or female character next? Okay, Sirius, one of my favorite characters. This is turning into a Harry Potter art stream. Sirius pre-Azkaban or post-Azkaban? Because I think those are two completely different looks for him. Maybe I will do a post Azkaban series. Yeah, they are definitely characters that you know, like everyone pretty much knows these characters. I will do post Azkaban series. No, I need to go further in. Yeah. Yeah, Harry Potter is kind of like the safe bet. Like I personally I don't think I know anyone. I don't think I know anyone who hasn't read them. Yes, yes I am. Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite books too. It's people sometimes have a hard time uh, believing that because I also criticize Lord of the Rings quite a lot. So they usually tend to like see that I critique it and then they're like, "Oh, you hate it," and that's not the case. I love Lord of the Rings. My favorite character in Lord of the Rings is probably a toss between Faramir and Samwise. I love Faramir. Faramir is one of my one of my favorite characters in literature. He's actually kind of funny because he doesn't appear that much, but he really made an impression on me. Eowyn also. Eowyn with Faramir especially, one of my favorite ships too. But he knew Arwen with Arwen so long. Like consider that um, consider that A- Aragorn is like something like 90 or over, and he he has known Arwen very very long. So they definitely have like a bond. I also kind of find it funny that the movies made Elrond this really like strict father, like I'm not giving my daughter's hand away, but in the books he is a much more like doting father-in-law. Like he's practically pushing Arwen and Aragorn together. Okay, then let's do some inks. Yeah, Arwen is like many 100 years older than Aragorn. But But it's Lord of the Rings, nobody cares about age. At one point, I used to draw almost exclusively male characters, and recently I've started drawing a lot more female characters, so I never seem to strike a good balance between the two. And it's always one or the other. Yeah, I imagine that when Sirius got out, like this would be his like that I just escaped look, where he's like, I'm going to find that freaking Pettigrew and I'm going to murder him. And I'm not even going to get a haircut. Oh! Whoops. I just tossed my board. Pressed too hard. Okay. And then it's okay. then I think we shall do colors. Sirius is pretty easy to color because all he requires is black and gray. So what is everybody reading in general? Just came to mind, Page by Page is reading a series called The Stravaganza. Are you? Or did you just borrow it today? So I'm interested to know what everybody is currently reading. I'm still in the process of reading Sorcerer to the Crown. I got about 20 pages forward today, so trying to read that this weekend. Santa Claus murder. Is the Santa Claus the murderer or the murdered person? Or is that a spoiler? Oh, okay, then I will not ask anything more. Sirius's skin, I think, should be very kind of sallow and grayish. So it's still like a peachy tone, but it's really on the gray side. Let's put it under here. Because he's been in Azkaban being tortured and demented. So his skin color should reflect that. We will add some warmer tones to his shadows and lips and whatnot, but the base color is going to be this, because he is a poor little bastard who did not do so well in prison. I'm blanking on Sirius's eye color, man. Did he have gray eyes? Or am I just remembering Gary Oldman? I'm drawing him with gray eyes. Brown, okay. Then I will do brown instead. Oh, so I did remember. Yay! I did remember something correctly. I don't need to reread Harry Potter. Oh, that's Ursula K. Le Guin. I want to read more of her books. Last year I read The Dispossessed. I quite enjoyed that. I want to read more by her at some point. I'm thinking I shall do like a brown trench coat. Like this. Bye, Sylvia. Glad you stopped by. And then some shadows. Oh, I need to pick up the Wizard of Earthsea. I have it on my shelf. I just haven't read it yet, and I really need to do that. I really need to read it. And I heard so many good things about it, and also one of my friends read it like years ago, and she was always going on about it. And I actually can't understand why I haven't picked it up already, but there are just so many books and so little time. Oh, that's too dark. But maybe no. That's better. I hear that it was very ahead of its time because it had person of color as a main character in like mainstream published fantasy. So like that's one of the reasons why it sounds so amazing to me. Like in historical context. Mm, fair warning, before you go into Dispossessed, there is like an attempted rape scene in that book, and the character gets completely scot-free. So, and he doesn't even seem to be all that remorseful about it. So that's something to take into consideration when you pick it up. Then some highlights. So there's Sirius. Oh. And here's what we have right now. Oh, Ginny's name has disappeared with one of the layers. Yeah, I love Gary Oldman, but some of the castings in Harry Potter are so old. Like that isn't how I picture the characters, because I don't imagine the characters as being so old, because when they got into the war they were basically just out of school, and then there's a couple of years and then Harry is born, and then like 11 years later, like they're in their 30s. Like sure, he will look very gaunt and different because of Azkaban, but he's still in his like 30s. So I don't know who I would have picked. Gary Oldman is really good in that role, because like you can't go wrong with Gary Oldman. Okay, I think I will have time for one more character before we wrap this up. So, who should I go for? Yeah, yeah. I mean, Lily is Lily is almost like a teen mom, pretty much, because she's like what, 20 20 something when she has Harry. So one more character. You can also like ask me questions if you want anything related to like drawings or anything, and I will be happy to answer. I think I shall pick a character that's one of my favorites. Or well, he's not one of my favorites, but he's like fun to draw. And that would be Legolas from Lord of the Rings. Because he's like a pretty boy. Not these kinds of ears. Let's do smaller ones, like these ones. Yeah, that's better. Another one of my nostalgic couples is Gimli and Legolas. I ship those two like crazy. I don't mind Orlando Bloom as Legolas. I think he's fine, but I probably would have maybe cast someone a little more androgynous. Like, I don't know, maybe even a non-binary actor. Like, I just see Legolas as being somewhere in the like he could be both female and male presenting to me. Like I've always kind of seen him as someone who is a little bit in between. Oh. I keep putting it in the wrong layer. I swear half of this stream is just me fumbling around. Oh, I generally think that the casting in Lord of the Rings is very well done. For example, I mean, I don't know if I could picture anyone else than Ian McKellen as Gandalf or Christopher Lee as Saruman. Those are like so ingrained as those characters, um, that I even sometimes have a hard time picturing um, the book characters as nothing but their actor counterparts, because they are so iconic to me in their roles. The casting in Lord of the Rings is really spectacular. Oh man, divine. Feeling when you put things on the wrong layers. Okay, so for Legolas's skin tone, I will go very heavy on the peach. Not that heavy. This heavy. I think we shall have to give him a little bit of green. That's another thing the movie did. I can't picture Legolas in anything but green anymore. Green or some shades of like greenish blue. I don't actually remember his eye color, if it was blue or green, but I think I shall go for some color in between as a compromise. Then we shall do some shadows. I kinda like the idea of this kind of dirty blonde on Legolas as well.
and then some highlights to finish it off. And merge layers. Oh boy. And there we have it. There is our finished cavalcade of characters. And I think I will start wrapping up this stream. Thank you so much for everyone who joined and requested drawings and chatted with me. And I hope this would be something that you would be interested in watching again at some point. And yeah, this has pretty much been it. And if you have any... Thank you. Okay, I will go now before I go into a coughing fit. Thank you so much for joining and thank you for commenting. And I will see you on my channel next week. I will post my worst and best books of last year lists, so look forward to that. And I will see you in another video. Okay, bye bye, good night, and thank you.